Ever wonder why your rents are going up, your property values rising, and yet your returns are shrinking? It's not a market crash, it's lazy equity. And if you're sitting on it, it's costing you more than you think. Let's talk about how the top 1% of investors scale from 5 doors to 100, all without earning a single extra dollar and using what I call leverage stacking. Here's the scenario. You buy a property with $100,000 down and earn $20,000 a year in cash flow. That's a solid 20% return. Now fast forward 5 years, you've paid down the mortgage, the property is appreciated, and now you're sitting on $400,000 of equity in that same building. But guess what? You're still making the same $20,000 a year. That's now a 5% return. Your capital has gone from productive to passive to lazy. And that's the trap. Most investors stop here. They let equity pile up and sit idle instead of putting it back to work. Here's what separates amateurs from pros. Small investors want to own everything, and big investors want to control more with less. They don't aim to own one building outright. They aim to control 10, each with just 10% equity in the deal. They understand that control compounds wealth, not ownership. By recycling equity from stabilized properties into new projects, they keep their capital in motion. And that's how portfolios scale. Not by saving, by stacking. So how does leverage stacking actually work? Step 1, unlock, refinance or extract equity from your appreciated assets. Step 2, scale. Use that equity as the down payment for your next project, maybe just 5% to 10% in. And step 3, repeat. Once that deal stabilizes, rinse and repeat, unlock again and move forward. Each cycle creates a new cash flow stream, and most importantly, a new asset that's working for you. That's how investors go from a few doors to an empire. Not overnight, but systematically. Now here's the cheat code. CMHC MLI Select makes leverage stacking work at scale. Because it's based on the property's performance, not your personal income, you avoid the typical residential borrowing wall. That means 95% financing, 50-year amortization, no gross debt service, total debt service ratio roadblocks, and it sits outside your personal liabilities. That's why the investors using MLI Select are growing portfolios 10 times faster than traditional landlords and still sleeping well at night. The amateur says, I want to be debt-free. But the professional says, I want to be capital efficient. Because debt isn't dangerous, idle equity is. The real risk isn't leverage. It's letting your money sit still while the market keeps moving around you. And that's the shift from thinking like a landlord to building like a portfolio manager. If you got equity locked in 3 or 5 doors, the opportunity cost is massive. And if you're waiting for rates to drop, remember, you can't time government policy. MLI Select still works now, but windows like this don't stay open forever. I'm Darren from DK Wealth and Growth. Book a strategy call below if you're ready to stack smart. I'll see you in the next video.